Hello everyone, and welcome to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tulsa for the Season 5 finale of the 3:30 Bloopers. Clint Boone and Aaron Polish on the scene this week from our control room, where we've done all those crazy bloopers since the beginning of the season. And partner, it is great to be here again this week.
Yeah, it's so great for me to be here again tonight, partner, and I tell you that we might be waiting for the Disney store to open up so we can go in there and check out all the cool stuff.
So with that, partner, let's see what we can find right here on your television screen. And here it is, Walt Disney World, Mr. Polish. Walt Disney World is not on the 3:30. Why is the 3:30 set in Orlando, Florida, and not in Tulsa when it is supposed to be in Tulsa? Mr. Polish, the 3:30, and get it back to Tulsa before I call on Charles Ely.
Teach me that. Golly, Bob, howdy.
Oh, shut up.
And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you added it, Sloop John B. Like the song, performed by the Beach Boys. Mr. Pinwheel, once again, keep the 3:30 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and not Orlando, Florida. And now, you replaced Sloop John B. with Miles Neff. Mr. Polish, this is mutiny. If Miles Neff ever sees this, he'd be full of rage. Mr. Polish, I tell you again, for the third time, keep the 3:30 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, Walt Disney World is now Walt Disney Pictures. Mr. Polish, the 3:30 is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Walt Disney Pictures is in Burbank, California. Mr. Pinwheel, the 3:30, and keep it in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and not Burbank, California. If President Sean Bailey was here to see all of this, he'd send us to his office.
Teach me that. Golly, Bob, howdy.
Oh, shut up.
Woody and Slinky Dog, you have the right to maintain control of the 3:30. So now, Mr. Pinwheel, let's see the next one. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you put the mid to late 1970s NAV television code seal of good practice from a 1980 WJLA TV sign-off at the bottom corner of the screen. Mr. Pinwheel, the 3:30, does not subscribe to the television code. Mr. Pinwheel, get rid of the television code, and the 3:30 needs to be in Tulsa and not in Burbank.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily, and I will be your host today.
And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you add Emily on this slide. I will have to send you to Miles Neff. And now, Mr. Pinwheel is on this slide.
Teach me that. Golly, Bob, howdy.
Oh, shut up.
Golly, Bob, howdy my foot. Mr. Pinwheel, I say it to you for the last time, the 3:30, not Walt Disney Pictures. Mr. Pinwheel, I tell you that Walt Disney Pictures is not your final answer. And Mr. Pinwheel, I can tell you for the last time, the 3:30, not Walt Disney Pictures. And it is not your final answer. If you screw this up one more time, I will have to call on Miles Neff. Are we there yet? My friend, are we there yet is not your final answer. Mr. Pinwheel, stop screwing this up again. If I catch you, I will send you to Miles Neff, and when we get there, you do not look or touch Miles Neff's computer. The 3:30, try again, or Miles Neff. And now, you put Pinwheel on there, Mr. Pinwheel. If you put one more thing on that slide, I will send you to Miles Neff. Seal of good practice, seal of good practice, seal of good practice, seal of good practice, seal of good practice. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, over seal of good practice, you are about to use Phone a Friend.
Phone a friend, Mr. Boone. Don't do this to me, because that is not an option. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no. I think he got cut off.
That's okay, you don't have to phone him if you don't want to. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, why is that ESPN ticker on there? What? The OK Tower, to play host to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tulsa. Mr. Pinwheel, you need to stop with ESPN ticker and bring back the 3:30. And now, this slide reads, Monsters Inc. Mr. Partner, there is no such thing as monsters on the 330 when Monsters, Inc. is a Disney Pixar film which came out in 2001. And now, Mr. Pinwheel is on the slide with Monsters, Inc. Mr. Pinwheel, you need to go back to CVS or I will call on David's staff. Ladies and gentlemen, your team, the OK Tower. Hello again everyone and welcome to this exciting divisional showdown. Hard Rock has won the toss and they'll kick off. The OK Tower starts their return at the 18, and they'll get it out to about the 33. The OK will start from there, first down and 10, Loney the quarterback. Out of the I, Loney complete to Chris Nickel. And looks like there will be a major glitch after that play. A nice pickup of about 9 by Chris Nickel. And what is that? Expedia.com, Woodland, Polish, I need you back at the control room, right this instant. And no guys, Expedia.com is not your final answer. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you're at the Madden NFL game. Mr. Pinwheel, the 330, get back to CVS. Well, here we are, at the entrance to the old Sears inside Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and this is our very moment in series history that we're gonna go into the main mall itself, and looks like we're going into a very special store, right across from Build-A-Bear.
Could you be very, very quiet in here? The security guard would think that we are inside the old Sears, just like back in its heyday.
Toy Story 4 is that way. Let's go check it out. And now, Disney Store, ESPN, why is ESPN on the 330 and not here at the Disney Store? Disney Store, you know what, the 330 for Mr. Polish, not ESPN. And I can tell you right now, Disney Store, that ESPN is not your final answer. And now, Disney Store, look who's joining the party. WV, William Smalley, I need you to come look at all this. Disney Store and William Smalley, the 330, and get rid of ESPN and WV before I call on President of Walt Disney Pictures, Sean Bailey. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, I'm sorry, Disney Store and William Smalley, you guys are gonna add Seinfeld to the 330. You guys, the 330, why are you not paying attention to what I'm saying? And now you guys are gonna add IGT to the 330. Guys, IGT is not on the 330. And IGT is not your final answer. Guys, the 330, get it right, or Sean Bailey. And now, Mr. Pinwheel is heading into the Disney Store. Do you guys understand what I'm saying to you? The 330.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily, and I will be your host today.
And now, Emily is heading into the Disney Store as well. Golly, howdy. Guys, the 330, before Emily and Mr. Pinwheel come in here, if I catch them in here, I will call on Sean Bailey. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, Sports Center is on the 330. Get Sean Bailey on the line or I will call on Miles Neff. The 330 guys, you have one last chance, the 330, or I will take you all to Miles Neff. And now, Mr. Pinwheel is standing in the middle of the aisle in front of us at Woodland Hills Mall. And look out, Bob the Builder has left the building. Don't let him get away now.
Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Bob the Builder.
And now, I'm here with Mr. Tin. Hey, Mr. Moon, long time no see.
So, what do you think about the new season, coming Saturday, August 17th?
And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you are gonna shoot us, or... Mr. Tin, you and Wagon, host of That's the Question, from 2006 to 2007, are going the different direction. He has followed Chris Hardwick, Kim I Guest, and Mr. Pinwheel down the aisle, surrounded by Build-A-Bear Workshop and the Disney Store. Mr. Tin, you're gonna have to stop chasing pavements or I will have to call on Miles Neff. And now, Mr. Tin, Disney is experiencing technical difficulties at the Disney Store. Mr. Tin, do you think that Disney is experiencing technical difficulties at the Disney Store at 11:15 p.m. at night when it is destroyed by an explosion? I don't think so. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you are gonna add Seinfeld to the Disney Store. Mr. Pinwheel, get out before I call on Miles Neff. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, Emily is at Disney on Ice on the television display inside the Disney Store. Mr. Pinwheel, get rid of that, and let's go back to Hard Rock, so we can bring back the 330. Wow. What great memories we've had here. Our first year here at Hard Rock has now come to an end. Hopefully there will be even more memories for you coming next season. For Darren Polish and our entire crew, Clint Boone saying so long for now, and we'll see you next season here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tulsa. Take care. And here it is, Walt Disney World Monorail. What, Rick, who does this? What, Rick Marinon? Why am I in picture-to-picture when I'm supposed to be talking to Mr. Polish? Pinwheel, and now, Rick Marinon, you put Mr. Pinwheel on a black screen. Rick, you need to not put Mr. Pinwheel on a black screen. If you do, I will fire you and bring Dylan Venom back to NBC Productions. Mr. Pinwheel is at the Disney Store. You monkey, you monkey, you monkey. Mr. Pinwheel is gonna get us fired any moment. And now, Mr. Pinwheel, you put the seal of good practice from WAGA-TV of 1981 on full screen. Mr. Pinwheel, please bring back the control room, or I will call on Director Rick Marinon. Mr. Pinwheel, why didn't the Disney Store explode? For the sake of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Mr. Pinwheel, you get the producers to make the Disney Store explode, or I will call on Miles Neff.